If you're still undecided about whether to check out Bethesda's new galaxy-sprawling action RPG Starfield, we've got a few reasons to play it that might just help you make up your mind. Knowing that Bethesda has a new game coming out is a bit like watching a movie trailer that features the name Christopher Nolan or Greta Gerwig. You don't really need to know anything else to know that it's going to be well worth checking out. With games like The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Fallout 4, Bethesda have already defined and redefined the action RPG genre multiple times. They scooped up countless Game of the Year awards and perfect review scores. They've given us some of gaming's most iconic worlds and allowed us to do all sorts of crazy things in them, like fighting dragons, building towns, and making all sorts of deeply questionable moral choices. I mean, if their new game was Adventures in Filing Cabinet Reorganization or Rock Kicking Simulator 2023, we'd still be kinda psyched just because Bethesda made it. The fact that it's an epic sci-fi adventure where you can build starships and shoot laser guns, it's just a bonus, to be honest. And as we mentioned, we love the irradiated wastelands of the Fallout games and the magical realms of the Elder Scrolls. We've spent hundreds of happy hours there, as well as quite a few absolutely horrifying ones, and we will be returning to both universes for years to come, but how exciting is it to visit somewhere completely new? Starfield's vast space-age world is the first all-new universe that Bethesda has dreamt up in over 25 years, and that alone would be enough to make it one of this year's biggest gaming events. But once you start to look at how bursting with life, detail, and deadly space pirates the new universe is, it's kinda hard to think of any place we'd rather be. And Starfield doesn't just give you a whole cosmos to play in, it lets you decide precisely who you want to play as. You start by designing your character, using Bethesda's intricate new customization tools to get their appearance exactly right. But they're not just a pretty face, or whatever it is you guys are going to come up with. You also get to give them their very own background, as well as some key traits, both of which will impact the way they move through Starfield's world in all sorts of unforeseen ways. It's a game of almost limitless possibilities, and it lets you decide exactly who your character was, who they are now, and who they will become. Yeah, that's right, you've been reading that number correctly. There are over 1,000 locations for you to explore in Starfield. 3 zeros. Yeah, count them. I'll wait. Oh, and don't for 1 second think that this is quantity over quality, because each planet you encounter in Starfield truly is its own little world. Each one has its own atmosphere, based on its proximity to the nearest sun, as well as different levels of gravity that you can use to your advantage in combat. There are settled planets and Wild West outposts where anything goes, thriving cities and dangerous bases filled with nothing but deadly enemies. To sum up, you'll never run out of new places to explore in Starfield, and they're all worth exploring too. While some of those planets are barren rocks and ideal for mineral farming, others are absolutely brimming with different kinds of flora and fauna. Some of these creatures are pretty dangerous, some of them can be tamed, and they're all well worth learning more about as each planet hosts its own rich ecosystem. And even if you're not a nature lover, you'll find that these bustling biomes are also filled with precious resources that you can use to craft everything from food to medicine, so there's actually quite a lot of incentive to become the David Attenborough of outer space. But do you know who the real stars of Bethesda's new game are? No, not those big great balls of burning gas that glitter in the night sky. They're the people you meet over the course of your new adventure. Starfield gives players the chance to recruit all sorts of folks as their companions, and they're not just there to carry your excess items and help you shoot down your enemies. Each of these carefully crafted characters has their own deep backstory, allowing you to form a unique relationship with them. And in some cases, that relationship might even take a romantic turn. I'll explain when you're older. And outside of the people in your crew, Starfield's galaxy is populated with characters that you won't soon forget. From the stargazing explorers of Constellation to the Crimson Fleet's fearsome pirates and them good old space cowboys of the Free Star Collective. And with all of these places to go and all of these people to talk to, you're going to need to get yourself a spaceship. And this is another place where Bethesda's commitment to customization leads to something truly special. Starfield's ship builder tool is unreal, allowing you to craft the spaceship of your dreams, customizing every component of it so that it looks, flies, and fights just the way you want it to. And you're not limited to just one ship either. You can buy, build, or steal a whole fleet's worth of vehicles so that you've got a ride for every occasion. Once you've got yourself a slick new spaceship, there's really only one thing to do. Head into outer space and find someone to blast into smithereens. The dogfights in Starfield are intense, requiring both a quick trigger finger and a cool head as you reroute the power between your ship's systems to supercharge your weapons, shore up your shields, or give you a speed boost. It has all the tactical nuance of a chess match, except it's not chess, it's spaceships shooting lasers at each other, and therefore much, much cooler. And out in the depths of space, you'll also encounter random missions, star stations where you can dock, and who knows what other mysteries await you. Starfield doesn't lose any of its velocity when you step out of your ship thanks to some slick first-person shooting mechanics and a humongous arsenal of weapons that includes both traditional ballistics as well as all the plasma beams and laser rifles you could ask for. Plus, they're all incredibly moddable, so you'll be able to fine-tune each one to complement your playstyle. But no matter how carefully you've customized your build, be prepared for things to get chaotic once you're starfighting in 0G and your ballistic weapon's recoil sends you flying across the room. And to add to that already exhilarating combat, a boost pack allows you to zip around no matter where you're fighting. Basically, Starfield is the sort of game that will have you grinning every single time someone pulls a gun on you. Of course, Starfield's massive world won't really start to feel like home until you've set up a place of your own, or even a whole bunch of them. The ability to build and run your own outposts basically adds a whole management sim on top of the sprawling space saga that is Starfield, and it can also feed into the rest of the game in major ways. You can set up mining facilities so that your outposts are extracting valuable materials while you're away, hire crew members to run the place in your absence, and even build cargo links to transfer resources between your outposts. Or you can just not do any of that and play the whole game as a free and easy space nomad with no ties to anywhere. Because remember, this is your adventure and it can play out however you want it to. So there you go, 10 more to stack on top of the massive pile of reasons that you should definitely head over to Game Pass and check out Starfield. See you in the stars. Bye bye.